Hello people of the interweb. You may know me as Joey Levy, Digital Heart, Ascension 3, Velociraptor, freaking awesome review, PlayStation Guru, Masterman, and of course, Pop Smurf. What can I say? I'm a man of many names. But today, you may call me Smart Twat. Are you ready to learn the awesome way? So, let's find out the real story of zombies.
The real story to zombies. 16.5. Episode 3. Chapter 7. Part 9. B. But really, this is the real one.
Dr. Maxis and his team, Group 935, were tasked at creating a super army and new technology. Dr. Maxis used element 115 to create the zombies. But the zombies, however, couldn't be controlled, and as soon as they went berserk, they would put them down. While this was going on, Richthofen tested element 115 on soldiers. This included Takeo, Nikolai, and an unknown Mexican. The unknown Mexican sadly died, and the Mexican got replaced by the American Dempsey. Dempsey was captured after he led a team of Marine soldiers into an asylum, Verrucht, to find Dr. Peter McCain, who was an OSS spy to infiltrate the lair of the Group 935. Peter, however, was already discovered along with Harvey. Now, when he tested it on them three characters, they all had a mind wipeout. They forgot everything, but also their minds, let's just say, booted up a bit. Dempsey became more aggressive. Nikolai couldn't function without vodka, and Takeo was more respectful, quieted down a lot. But even though all the memories got wiped out, some memories slip in, which is why you hear them sometimes. Maxis invented the 115 teleporters, which would destroy anything sent through them. Dr. Richthofen worked on the teleporters with him. Richthofen and, sorry if I don't pronounce this right, Screwsterer, I don't know, Richthofen's assistant or friend, said they'd complete the first ever teleportation with a walnut. When Maxis found out, he got very mad and said it wasn't a big deal, and he told Richthofen that he made a deal with the Nazi party for money and exchange for weapons, for the weapons they're creating. The weapons that they created was powered by element 115. Maxis designed the ray gun from a script from Shangri-La, well, based on plans from Shangri-La. Richthofen created the monkey bomb and Wonder Waffle DG2 from element 115. Maxis promised to mass produce the DJ2 to his superiors, but Maxis started fancying a girl called Sophia, which really slowed down the process and made Richthofen pretty pissed off. Richthofen decided to overthrow him and become the leader of Group 935. Richthofen continued the experiments behind Maxis' backs with Scruffler, however you spell it or pronounce it. He was the first ever test subject to actually go through the teleporter, but he appeared at something called the MPD, which he believed had an alien origin. When he touched it, he felt static and could hear whispers in his head. He was then teleported to a jungle. Dr. Schuster actually got a bit worried because Dr. Richthofen didn't return for a few days. When he did return, Dr. Schuster said they should scrap the idea or work hard on it. But by this time, he found out that Richthofen is starting acting weird. Two Group 935 scientists, Dr. Groff and Dr. Schuster, went up to the moon on the moon base to try and work the MPD. When Schuster killed a rat, its soul went into a glass vase or something like that. He started thinking, because the vase went up like a tiny bit, he thought the soul of the rat did that. So he started killing humans and buried the humans in the moon's surface. When they finished, they contacted Richthofen, and Richthofen told them that he's finally going to kill Maxis. Unknowing that Richthofen has actually mastered teleportation, Maxis is still trying to do it. And by doing this, he got very frustrated and started to use his daughter's dog, Fluffy, and his daughter is called Samantha, obviously. The dog successfully transported, but he didn't know that. He thought he got destroyed. But the dog actually became zombified and could teleport anywhere instead of the mainframe. Samantha ran in, very scared and upset, and started questioning Dr. Maxis about why he's done it and what he's done. Following Samantha, Richthofen came in He sealed them both in the room and killed them by teleporting them. Little did Richthofen know that the teleportation actually worked, and Maxis and Samantha got teleported to the moon. In her fear, Samantha ran into the MPD and became the soul that controls all the zombies. When Richthofen was informed of what happened, he informed a pair of scientists that the Hellhound is there and to get Maxis. Maxis was found. They let him approach his daughter to try and calm her down, but when he did, and when he said sorry and apologised for everything that's happened, he told her to kill every person of Group 935 for betraying him. He was quickly shot by the two scientists. Samantha then unleashed all the zombies to precede her father's dying wish. Richthofen retreated with his super soldiers to Shangri-La to have some thinking time to see what's going to happen. He then realised the zombies were all going to be after them and realised that Samantha would stop at nothing to kill them everyone. Richthofen planned to recover all of the equipment he would need to take control of the zombies. He then retreated to Derice, which was now abandoned because of the zombie outbreak. The group used the Wunderwaffe DG2's Element 115 to literally power up the teleporters and travel through time. Richthofen was apparently unaware of this possibility until he tried it. Although he didn't know what year it was, Richthofen knew about the theatre, as it was the place where Maxis was going to reveal the teleporter to the Germany's high command. But since Maxis was killed, the theatre was abandoned. Some time ago in Ascension, Yuri was transformed to send monkeys into space. He was sent by Gersh, a man he despises. As you can see by some recordings, he hates him. Yuri noticed teddy bears and Mishka dolls everywhere and wondered how a little girl or a little child got into Ascension. The little child, who we all know is Samantha, drives him crazy, but in his state of insanity, he finished the Gersh device. Because he's insane and because he's nasty, he gave the Gersh device to Gersh, and he made Gersh activate it, thus trapping him with zombies. Yuri soon realises his mistakes, and you can hear him at the end of his recording screaming his ass off. After Kino, Takeo, Dempsey, Richthofen and Nikolai go to Ascension and hear Gersh shouting them from above. Gersh tells them that the mechanism must be repaired. They repair it and they set him free. While the events of Ascension are occurring in Russia, in America 5 is occurring, and the Pentagon is now a protection zone for the mainframe and intel that were involved with all the wonder weapons and the Wunderwaffe and all that. So while John F. Kennedy etc. were negotiating, zombies breaking and take over, the 4 just run around killing them all, trying to survive, and they call the 4 characters via the telephones. As all 4 of the main characters keep continuing fighting zombies, the 3 super soldiers begin to remember what's happening. Takeo is the first, and he says, and he quotes, that someday when the group is finished killing zombies, Richthofen will get what he deserves. Takeo also noticed some weird things going on with Nikolai and Dempsey. Nikolai, he thinks that Nikolai drinks to forget the past, and that Nikolai is a lost hope, which we can tell that. And he also sees that Tank is starting to remember the past and shift in memories. Tank is finally remembering what Richthofen did to him, as Tank says that I swear I've seen Richthofen before Shangri-La. Sometime in the present, George A. Romeo stumbled upon the Group 935's research while making a World War II film. He took all the crew, cameramen, actors to the ship and the abandoned facility in Siberia, and they all became zombified. The only people that were left was Michelle Gellar, etc. All the 4 characters were playing Call of the Dead. After the Kaisermeier mechanism was completed, it overloaded and took them to the facility, but the 4 original characters trapped behind the locked door. When the 4 original characters heard them pass, they asked them to help them, in which the celebrities really did. Richthofen made them go and get the golden rod, and they did get the golden rod, and they helped them escape to what Richthofen said paradise. Richthofen helped the celebrities by giving them a Wunderwaffe. We don't know what happened to the celebrities. They might be dead, they may have survived. We don't know, it's unknown. When Richthofen said paradise, he really did not live up to his name. Shangri-La was already inhabited by a lot of zombies. Richthofen now states that this is the last step before controlling the world of the zombies, as there is a mining facility down below down an underground that is filled with element 115, which is explaining all the thousands of zombies. Years ago in Shangri-La, two explorers, Brock and Gary, went on an exploration to prove their theories on Agatha. Brock figures out that the temple wasn't actually invented by an ancient group, but a modern group reinterpreting it. After investigating the temple, the pair actually stumbled across time travel in the temple, which caused them to die because of the zombie outbreak. The four main characters traveled to Shangri-La and helped them survive the zombie outbreak. The group finally used their research and made the focusing stone, which apparently had Richthofen's name on it. So group 935 were the people who made the temple, and that's why Richthofen knew of the location. The two explorers are then sent back to the moment they discovered the temple, indicating that they were stuck in a never-ending loop. Now in possession of the golden rod and the focusing stone, Richthofen now thinks he can control the zombies. The group travelled to Area 51, where they travelled to a secret moon base called Griffin Station. Due to element 115 on the moon, astronauts and scientists working up there, plus the people the two scientists killed that were living underground, well, buried underground, were contributing to the zombie horde. Everyone was zombified on the moon. Richthofen then has the group complete the MPD. When the device is completed, it opens up to reveal the ghost of Samantha Maxis suspended in the air. As it turns out, the device acts to be some kind of prison and keeps her cryogenically frozen so she can control the zombies. Richthofen goes up to the terminal to power up the golden rod and the focusing stone, which he fuses together. However, he encounters Dr. Maxis, who tries to stop him.
What is it that grows obsession with American women? All they do is play games. No matter. Time to charge up the Casimir mechanism.
Access denied. Richthofen.
What is happening? Scanning for hacksaws.
I should never have trusted you.
Max! How on earth did you get into the machine? No matter.
I know what you are up to, and I will not allow you to succeed.
You should never have kept the DG2 from production. You should never have tried to steal the plans for the MTD.
Stop the madness, Edward. We were supposed to help the human condition, not destroy it.
Indeed. But now you are dead. And your little girl is going to be next. She is the source of madness, not I.
She is just a little girl, Edward. She doesn't even know what she's doing.
Security override active.
No way. I do not want any part of this.
It's mine! Finally, it's mine!
But he switches souls with Samantha. Richthofen finally thinks everything has gone his way. He's got control of the zombies, everyone's nearly dead, everyone's going to die because he's going to make the zombies go after him. But the three heroes go after him. Takeo, Dempsey and Nikolai decide to stop him. Dr. Maxis, sensing Richthofen's betrayal, prepared a backup plan in case Richthofen actually got this far. The three main characters quickly run around and help Dr. Maxis, and finally blowing up the Earth. Now that the Earth is gone and incinerated, Richthofen is only now in control of the zombies on the moon, greatly lessening the damage he could cause. Now there is no information of who survived, who died. We don't know if Dr. Maxis is alive, we don't know if Takeo is alive, we don't know what's happened to Richthofen, we don't know anything. So I think it's just a cliffhanger. We have to guess what happened. I'm guessing they all went back to Mars and, you know, had a nice cold pint of beer and chilled. I don't know. Write down in the comments, what do you think's happened now? Do you think they've got killed by the zombies and think everyone's dead and then Richthofen's just like, now what? Something like that, maybe. That could happen. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of I hope it's covered a lot of information for you. If not, just leave a question down below. Leave it in my mighty rod. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Subscribe if you love this. Subscribe if you love zombies. Subscribe if this gave you a lot of information. Subscribe if you want more. Comment if you got anything to say, anything to add on. Just comment. Please rate up and yeah. Stay cool, stay stuff, and Digital Heart out.